This is the Huawei Mate 10. It's got a new camera set up with a dual camera with f1.6 lenses around the back. It's the first that we've seen from any manufacturer with such an incredible aperture across both rear cameras. The fundamental setup is similar to what we've seen in the Huawei P10, P10 Plus and the Mate 9, which I've got here. You can see side by side though, the Mate 10 is significantly, I hate using this word for technology, but significantly sexier. Yeah, it is, because it's got that glass back, 18:9 aspect ratio screen lens. It's got a way slimmer profile. It just is very good looking. So you've got a primary 12 megapixel camera that records color, photos, videos, etc. Then you've got the secondary 20 megapixel camera, which is monochrome. Anyone who doesn't know anything about monochrome photography, if you've got a monochrome sensor, the pixels are actually bigger because you don't have to have room for a red, green and a blue. You've just got the black and the white. So it gets more light in. Therefore, monochrome photography, it's better in low light. So these Huawei phones do a lot more than a lot of people give them credit for. Right, firing up the camera application and you can see it takes pretty much the full screen right here. To the right you've got navigation, which you can actually hide and swipe back in, and to the left you've got some options, and that starts off with a flash. You've got the wide aperture mode that we've seen before, which when you tap through on it widens out the shot nicely. It's an 18, it moves into a 4:3 aspect ratio, and then you can pull something into frame, take your picture, and it has a nice blurred background, sharp foreground. I can retrospectively edit that after having taken my shot. Huawei introduced the dual camera kind of depth effect feature, so it's no surprise that it works so fluidly as it does on the Huawei Mate 10. Right, let's get to the portrait mode. I'm not going to actually demo this on myself right now, but portrait mode does have blurry background, sharp foreground while applying beauty effects, and you've also got something that we've seen in Apple devices and Samsung devices, moving pictures, which doesn't really tickle me pink, but it might tickle you. You've also got options to change from smooth colors, vivid colors, and standard. I'm going to go standard and flip around. Hey, selfie time. And you can also apply that portrait mode to selfies as well. If I swipe into the left-hand side, you can see all of the shooting modes that we've got, and there are a ton. Photo, monochrome, and it is native monochrome, it's in monochrome from the monochrome sensor. Video, HDR, light painting, night shot, panorama, 3D, time-lapse, slow-mo, filter, watermark, document scan, and more. Swipe in from the right-hand side, you can see all the resolution options it supports. 9 megapixels is the default. You can also shoot in 12 megapixels as well, and monochrome I think would take you up to 20 megapixels given the fact there's that 20 megapixel sensor there. What's cool is you've also got something of a lossless zoom. It isn't really optical zoom, but because it's grabbing the detail information from the 20 megapixel monochrome sensor and the color information from the RGB sensor, it's able to zoom in without creating too much loss. So we can tap through on that, take the picture, sharpening the shot, please hold the device steady, and that looks like a pretty sweet shot considering there was that level of digital zoom in place. Can pinch all the way out. What I really like about Huawei devices, specifically the P10 and Mate device range, is you can swipe in from the right hand side and that activates the Pro mode that was introduced in the P9. Swipe in again, you can see you can add watermarks, an assistive grid, touch to capture, capture smiles, object tracking, volume buttons, ultra snapshot. So from the offset, the Huawei Mate 10 camera UI looks and feels pretty sweet, but it is all going to come down to real world use. And so I'm going to be testing this really thoroughly. If there's anything that you do want me to test out, fire questions, thoughts, feelings in the comments section below, and I will do my very best to answer. If you enjoyed this video and are enjoying all our Huawei Mate 10 content, subscribe to the channel.